to that, I guess. Extent of taxing.
Then there's we could talk about Bill M103. I don't know if you heard of that one. That's
Bill
in Canada.
103?
Bill M103.
No, what's that about?
It's like an Islamic anti-discrimination bill, but I'm a big supporter of free speech, and that encompasses every free speech because here's where I draw the line. Hate speech should not have a platform in terms of organized platforms, but in terms of like censoring the internet, for example, like censoring Reddit. No, it's Reddit. You or 4chan. You shouldn't have if it's should the answer comes down to should a group of what's the difference between thought and action and like behavior?
Mm-hmm.
Like should a group of Nazis be allowed to sit in a room and talk about Nazis?
Right.
It's not Nazi stuff. And
so
where do we draw the line?
Legislation specifically about?
Well, this legislation would make it essentially like you could I don't know, it depends on the opinion. It really depends on the opinion because if you ask someone who supports the bill, they'll tell you that it's just a religious freedom law and it's supposed to.
What's the bill?
Bill M103. I think it's being passed in Ontario or maybe all of Canada.
So that's like a Canadian thing.
Yeah, it's a Canadian thing. Yeah, it's right up there with Bill C-16 and the controversy. It's right up there.
Okay, Bill 16 though.
I guess we can start with that. That's
Do you want to talk about that?
yeah.
Okay, well, Bill 16 is basically a bill that's passed for like new gender pronouns.
Oh,
You see, like the.
you told me about 39 new pronouns.
So like instead
is it 39 exactly?
39.
Oh jeez.
Like I couldn't even name all 39, but like someone like okay.
Nobody would, man.
Like here's just a few of them, like intersex, genderqueer, gender diverse, cross-gender, transgender,
Sexual.
pansexual,
okay,
asexual.
asexual, fucking.
That's a biology term used to describe certain
it's just
types of mollusks and like worms and insects. So
Right.
interesting.
But like that's
So
like
it's-
directly going against like freedom of a speech and expression.
Well, yeah, because like what the bill does is it makes it a legal requirement that if somebody wants them to use a certain pronoun, like if
Right.
a girl wants me to call her a boy and I don't,
Well, not even, because that's a normal thing, but-
It equates. This is why it's really dangerous. This is why it's
Right.
actually just dangerous, and this is why Professor Peterson has become famous because he criticized this bill.
This is like-
look,
Like,
because
I'm not Canadian, obviously,
No.
so like, this is all like,
oh, this is wild, dude. You're gonna.
but this is real, like, there's
This is
nothing
real,
wrong with
dude.
this passing.
No, it's not passing. No, it's not. I don't think
not
it's gonna
passing.
pass.
Alright,
Not
it's
that
not
part.
passing.
Because
It
there's
hasn't
parts. The problem with the bill is that
passed yet.
there are parts that are good and there are parts that are bad. Like
One part's good.
Okay, so they make it illegal to discriminate in terms of government housing for transgenders. So if you're saying you're transgender, you can't be denied welfare, or you can't be denied food stamps, or you can't be denied a housing service, or you can't be, which
yeah.
I think is perfectly fine.
Yeah, no,
That's-
that makes
that's
sense.
But here's the dangerous part. Here's the dangerous part. If I don't use your pronoun, it equates that to a hate crime,
Yeah.
or to hate speech.
Yeah.
Which is gonna like
Which is
get people
dangerous.
to jail,
That has actual
send people to
implications.
jail
Because-
or like
Not send them to, I don't know. We don't
Yeah.
know. That's
Well,
the
We
thing.
don't know
Well,
the consequences.
Yeah,
yet, but like,
that hasn't been specified because in Ontario there's like a human rights tribunal. So it's actually called, I think, the Social Justice Tribunal. That's dangerous. Social
justice warriors.
It's dangerous.
Those are dangerous people.
Social justice. The whole concept is dangerous.
Oh, yeah.
It's very dangerous.
Mm.
It's
it's very loose. It's like
as Ben Shapiro says, and the problem with Canada and the States too is there's this explosive study of social sciences, sociology, gender studies, women's studies.
Yeah.
Not necessarily bad things, but when we're passing legislation based only off those philosophies, which some statistically speaking, from a scientific methodology perspective, aren't even strong compared to like economics. As a social science, economics and political science and psychology are definitely stronger and have better studies and better evidence for their points than say sociology. So there's this theory. It's being taught in our school. It's stupid in Ottawa. Intersectionality or it's a victim hierarchy. So if you are, and Ben Shapiro sums this up perfectly. Your opinion on certain issues should be based on this hierarchy. So
Right.
if you're a white straight male, your opinion is the least valued or if you're a guy, your opinion is less valuable than a woman's on a woman's rights issue like the wage gap or something, right? And that's a very dangerous mentality because it believes. Again, when we were talking a little bit about robots, I mentioned individuality. Like I'm a big believer in individualism as opposed to collectivism. They're two like opposite philosophies.
Yeah.
And like I believe in, I'll use the U.S. Constitution as the greatest example of this in human history in terms of legislation, individual freedom and individual responsibility. What that means, and this is the problem with a free country, is that your life really isn't in your own hands, and you have to be responsible for your own life. You have to take your own, you have to take
Responsibility.
Yeah, you have to be able to make, you shouldn't make poor decisions if you, they did a study in the United States, and this is a left-wing institute, like a Democratic leaning type institute, but a New Democrat, I guess, party, the party.
Sure.
There's 3 things you need to do to succeed in America, and generally any capitalist society or any third or first world country. 3 things: graduate high school, get a job and keep it, and don't have kids before you're married. Those 3 things will cause you statistically. There's a 9 in 10 chance, just according to Pew Research, a statistical institution. You can Google this. 9 out of 10 people who do that will rise up income tax brackets. Minimum 1, at least often 1 to 2 tax brackets in their lifetime. That's a formula for success, essentially, in a capitalist society, and people just don't do it, and we have to examine why people don't do that. And the problem is that people think of you'll hear terms like, I don't know if this has ever made it to Europe, but you'll hear things like white privilege.
Right.
Have you heard of that term before?
Well, I'm not from Europe. I'm from South America.
Oh, fuck! Right, sorry.
But that, yeah,
I've heard of that.
But I've heard it from the U.S. I haven't heard it in my society. That doesn't exist.
It's social. It's first off, it's economically nonsense because Asian Americans and Canadian Asians do social economically better than whites.
Right.
Do they do better than every other race? If you want to even look at it by race, which is kind of racist in the first place, I think at least.
Well,
making everything about race or sex in general, I think is pretty. It's not the same as hating them, but it's to judge something based off that by race is kind of racist, right? That's kind of
So grouping them by the
and that's this part of this whole collectivism, this leftism ideology.
But I guess that people just don't think about the Asians because they're a minority.
Yeah, of course. Oh, of course, and that's
it's just easy to put it up on the white man, right? It's
number one, you could argue, yeah, sure, culturally, but until you show me quantifiable evidence of this in some study that's not just from Huffington Post or BuzzFeed or one of those mediocre news sources.
Yellow.
I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan of those two because they have very uncredible sources.
I always get upset when people share on Facebook.
Oh yeah.
And that's
the puppy dog videos and the food videos, I don't really care. That's fine. But when they post political stuff, social justice is just honestly, I think people and that's the thing. They'll make arguments for healthcare and socialized medicine and this and that, and it has its great benefit. But I just believe in the idea that everything can be made affordable. Like healthcare, you talk to any person, they'll believe in socialized medicine.
Right.
And I always give them. I believe in socialized medicine. For the record, I like Canada's healthcare system. It's not perfect. I believe it can be better, but just for the record, I'm not going to be one of those greedy capitalist people that says everything needs to be private.
Yeah, extract as much money as possible.
But I'll give one argument. That always confuses people when I bring it up. You look at eye care. Very minimum government regulation, not covered by any basic health care, right? There's no you can't get a pair of glasses by the government from taxpayers' money. You have to actually pay for that or get it by your job, right? In 10 years, the price of getting 2 eyes corrected has gone from about $10,000 a pair up even range, give or take a few $1,000s, down to $3,000
in 10 years,
give or take 10 years. No regulation, profit incentives,
open market,
very little government regulation, free market.
Right.
Healthcare. That's a healthcare part.
Yeah.
Why couldn't? And this is again. I'll cite Ben Shapiro because I do watch the show a lot.
But you can put it in technology as well, I guess.
You look. Why can't healthcare be like bread? What's the difference between? So Canada water's a right. Why is water a right and why is bread not a right? Because bread actually took people's labor, ingredients. People have to actually invest in making that bread. Whereas water, you could argue you have to have costs for make a pipe and stuff like that. But generally, it's pretty natural. Not labor now. Yes.
Naturally occurring.
That's the difference. Right. People think of healthcare as a right, but you'll hear this argument from extreme right people, and not extreme right, but right people will say you don't have the right to someone else's labor. Very basic concept, but the idea is that you're not entitled to another person's services. If that makes sense. You guys see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so I truly believe that we could make healthcare. This is a bit of a utopian idea, so some people can say it's a utopian
It's a personal theory that you have. It's based off of Ben Shapiro, a couple other people I follow, a couple of it's a free market utopia kind of thing. So you can argue
technically utopia is like a fallacy. They'll say like perfect socialist society.
Yeah.
It's not never going to happen. It's never.
Idyllic
Yeah,
scenario.
yeah. But I actually believe that healthcare could be so easily affordable and competitive that it could be like bread.
Right.
No one would be entitled to it. Everybody wouldn't just have bread, but you'd be able to go out and buy in the store, like no problem. You would say even the poorest person has access to bread.
But this
right?
this just comes out of like free market and like competition.
It's only possible through a free market.
Right.
It's not possible through government regulation and taking other people's tax dollars and taxing the rich higher percentage.
Mm-hmm.
Like in our class, and we're even taught this in school. We had this argument this other day I was arguing with the professor actually because it was in strategic market management. Man, were you there a few weeks ago? We put that thing about the income inequality. He showed the video about income inequality.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, but if you look at the top 1%, they create all the jobs. Like, because he was arguing the middle class grows the economy. That's true to a certain extent, but you can also argue that the 1% grows the economy, and they really do. If you look at the tax burden, he was saying how like the 1% owns all the wealth. They also pay all of the tax.
He creates all the jobs. They create all the jobs.
The example I gave was Bill Gates, who's created 400,000 high-paying jobs. These are not like $20,000, $30,000. These are like $60,000, $70,000 above
Right.
American.
Yeah.
He's created 2,000 millionaires. 2,000 millionaires underneath him, and probably one or two other billionaires as well.
Yeah.
So, yes, he's in the 1%, and you can argue that he's some greedy guy, but I believe in him and Elon Musk and Richard Branson and Warren Buffett and all those other guys, Steve Jobs.
Definitely, man.
I think they'll help save the world as opposed to any government, as opposed to the U.S. government or Canadian government or NATO or the UN nations or United Nations. Sorry, I believe that the people, individualists, can actually save the world.
Definitely.
That's what I was gonna say. I think those people should be the ones in charge of the country.
I don't think they should be as in terms of binding like law.
Yeah,
I think they
that's
should just do it of their own
Exactly.
goodwill,
Of
which
their
they
own,
do,
like,
which they literally do.
Innovations
Yeah.
and just leadership and just being
Like
out there.
again, they're never used before welfare. Churches took care of poor people.
Right.
Religious institutions did. That's actually why they got their tax breaks.
Mm-hmm.
Was because they were at that was the trade off.
Right.
Was that
yeah,
you wouldn't pay property taxes as long as you were not. It wasn't like it was more of an incentive. I guess it was. I don't know if it was actually like legally binding that they
Right.
had to, but that's what the incentive was that you wouldn't pay property taxes and then you could bring in shelter, and they still do even to this day. Like my grandmother's church house people in the local community and stuff. They do food drives and all that stuff. That's what they're not designed to do, I should say, but like that's what happened culturally, and I think we should kind of go back to that. Mm-hmm. Because I agree.
You're speaking about specifically like the church thing.
Yeah, I think four types of people in Canada should be covered by welfare. For the fourth one, I'll argue might not need it forever. But I agree that veterans should be covered by social benefits. Mentally and physically disabled should be. Single mothers and natives. I think that I think that the native people, we do owe them a certain grade of debt. It's complicated.
Yeah.
Definitely so complicated.
Yeah, don't get into that
because,
right now.
Oh yeah, yeah,
That's
yeah.
a different topic.
Different topic, but like, I think that certain people should be covered by benefits, definitely. But I think that like, if you're able to work and you're willing to work, I don't think it's I blame the government for this, but I think there should be a job out for you. I don't think it's like they'll say it's people on the right wing will say like it's your fault for not having a job. No, I think it's the government's fault for clogging up the low wage market with minimum wage that you can't get a job. Because when you set the minimum wage at $15 an hour, it turns out that the employers can only hire 2 workers instead of 3,
Yeah.
and that creates or unions. Like unions. Some unions are good, some unions are bad. I personally think private unions are a little bit better. Like Costco, that's a private union as opposed to a government union. Like an example of a municipal union that sucks in Ottawa is a transportation union. Have you ever had a bus not work? Have you ever had a bus not show up? Have you ever had that happen?
No,
or like,
actually, I've had buses pretty good experience
Really?
with buses. I'm from
Okay.
like a small town, like our bus system is.
no, I mean in
bad.
Ottawa. I'm talking about.
Yeah, I know.
Ottawa.
So I'm saying come to Ottawa. I thought their bus system was.
Okay.
They're pretty good, but like they are like they'll say a certain time, like they're not on time for sure.
I've missed a few buses and I've wrote like a letter to the mayor. But I didn't get even an email back.
Oh,
really,
obviously.
other than like, so like, they're protected.
to the
They're
mayor.
protected. You know? Yeah. Oh yeah. Because I missed the bus didn't show up twice. 2 like stops. I'm really like you can look.
Not
at,
at all, like,
no, they just didn't come. They just like I was waiting 40 minutes there and I was pretty pissed. Like I literally was on my phone writing an email.
So coming back to your theory about like just education, healthcare coming like
Even like
by
education, like I think there should be
Yeah.
like a private school in Canada costs $10,000 a year or something like that, $20,000 a year I think for some of them.
Yeah.
Why is that? Why does it have to be?
Because of public
Why does the
education
choice have to be government school or bankruptcies for school or go broke for school? Why can't there be a variety of private schools and public school choice?
Yeah.
You know what I
Well,
mean?
the thing is, like, everyone that goes to a private school, their parents have the money to put them in the private school. Like, they're not.
That's true.
They're not putting their kid in a private
but
school,
I'm
they
saying
don't have
for,
the
like,
money to
for
do
a
it.
middle class person, because I would say
Okay.
I wouldn't say that a private school is a middle class privilege. I'd say it's a little bit more of the upper middle class
Exactly.
privilege.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
Why can't there be more competition
So they could lower the price.
so you can choose your education style?
Yeah.
I think government should pass certain laws like your school shouldn't be allowed to teach creationism or anything that's not scientifically proven. At the same time, I don't think every school program should be the exact same.
No.
Should vary for district to district or province. It does vary province to province. For example,
Yeah.
like you generally learn the same things like core math skills, core
Yeah.
language skills, core science skills, whatever. But I think that they should still be catered to their own unique style. Like for example, if you live in a town that's more northern in northern Ontario, you can learn more about like nature or like minerals or geology, which is something that you wouldn't necessarily need to learn if you're in downtown Toronto, where you can learn
So
more
you're
about urban
saying-
development,
Like your
personalized
schools-
education.
Yeah, personalized education.
Yeah,
So like,
which is only
based
possible
on
through
geographically
privatization.
or like.
Well, regionally, yeah. Geographically, I would say, yeah. Because like, I think the problem is I think like I agree with certain points on the left, agree with certain points on the right. I'm a little bit more right wing and like libertarian, like less like small government, lower taxes type thing, free market, you know, for example. But I am like more socially left because I believe in gay marriage and stuff like that, right? But